Hi everyone, this is Cher from CHER&CHARLIES Personal Crafts. Charlie at the moment is under the bed because I had told him I was going to give him a bath, and whenever I say that, he takes off. So he's under the bed right now. Hopefully before the end of this video I can catch him and bring him out. So I have a couple crafts tonight. One is to finish off a wreath that I had started, I guess 3 weeks ago. It was just a little urge that I had, and I don't believe you guys saw this. It's a pretty green bow, and it's not the one that I made for Debbie, Debbie Baran. I'm going to wait for her to move in to her new home, and I'm going to send her the one I made this past couple days. But I wanted to add some pumpkins on here to make it look more festive for Halloween. And so I didn't have any pumpkins, so I came up with an idea that I saw on one of the channels. I thought, hey, I can do that. So this is the wreath, and I'm going to show you what I decided to do. I know it's easy to get pumpkins in Dollar Tree, but hey, if you don't have them, this is just another idea that you can use. What you'll need is some dowels, which are easy to cut with my wire cutters. Christmas ball, a little Christmas ball. Now I have one that I already started to paint to make it look like a pumpkin. You'll need some orange paint, which I have right here. I have a couple oranges to choose from. These are Spree from my friend Maria, who sent me these. Glue gun, and I have a couple markers here, markers, so that I can add some lines into them. So let's get started and finish painting this one Christmas ball and kind of make it look like a pumpkin. Plus I have a brown colored, this is truffle, I'm going to use for the tip, or I don't know what you call that for the pumpkin, but I cut down some dowels and I painted them the truffle color, and that's going to be glued on top. So let's see, they're not going to be perfect pumpkins, but hey, I want to be able to glue these onto my wreath for my friend, and hopefully if you don't look real close you won't notice that they're Christmas balls. I thought this was really a cool idea. Alright, so I painted it orange, and I've got like a little tiny hole there, which I am going to paint. You can even use a black marker if you want to put lines into the pumpkin or the Christmas ball to make it look more realistic. Like I said, they're not perfect, but they'll do. Here's a little gold Christmas ball. I think I'm going to mix these colors a little bit. I hope you're all doing well. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I plan on being on a little bit more for the holidays, for now that fall is here. Whoops. I have a paper plate here to catch the paint, or if I drop it, which I drop everything. I want to let my winners know, Debbie Ocasio, and oh, this is kind of hard to work with, it's very slippery. Debbie Ocasio and Crafty Rhea, to let you know that your gift cards are on the way in the mail. Now, how they won was they watched my videotape, one of my, I think 2 videos ago, and I asked them for help to help me make, to help me choose a craft using the materials that I already had. And so fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know how you look at it, they both came up with the same idea. So I was like, well, they both won, and that's the one I'm going to use, and I'll be doing that probably the next craft. I want to make a nice big wreath that from ones that Radha sent me, and I'm going to wrap it in the wickery from the hat, weave from the hat. And that was the idea that I also came up with, and I loved after, well, they came up with it and I just went with it. So both girls won, and of course their winnings are on the way, so you guys should have them probably by Tuesday or Wednesday. So thank you for watching. I really would appreciate if you guys would share this video, like this video if you do, and help me get to 1,000, because once we get to 1,000, I would love to go live. All right, so I painted them. They're not perfect, but they're painted pretty much. And I think they're gonna look more like a pumpkin once. Oh, this one is really, I should have put some Mod Podge on here. That would have probably made it stick better. Okay, so we're gonna let these dry. I'm gonna put them off to the side, and I will return. So while they are drying, and hopefully they'll dry before the end of this video, my sweet granddaughter, I had this leftover rope from Dollar Tree, and so she decided to take it all apart, which I was using to tie back my curtains. So I thought, oh, what the heck? Let's do something with it. So I painted this pumpkin, which was originally orange, and then I painted it blue, and I'm like, oh, that's not original. So I thought a lot of girls are using weave and all different kinds of textured materials, and I thought, well, let me try that on the pumpkin and see if it looks a little better. So that's what we're going to do. So you'll need hot glue and any kind of material that you have laying around. I'm just gluing it right down the sides, starting in the grooves and just working my way around. So that's what we're doing. So towards the end of this video, I know I'm jabbering now, but I may kind of stop talking, and I should have my finger protectors on right now. And I'm going to speed it up just to save some time and not bore you guys to death. So I'm going to cut this at the bottom. I'm going to cut this and hot glue it down to make it easier. I believe it's going to be easier, I'm hoping, by taking it in strands. So let's put a little bit of glue down and seal that down. And then we'll just keep on going, and hopefully I'll have enough to take it all the way down. To wrap the whole pumpkin, rather, I'm hoping. Because I really like the effect of the material pumpkins that everyone's doing. They're using like all different kinds of rope or grass or raffia, which I have some raffia, but not enough to wrap this whole pumpkin. So I had this, and I thought, why not? Since my granddaughter Chloe decided she didn't like my hangers for my curtains. I'd like to say hello to all my regulars. Mike from Life with Mike, and Mike's Cooking Studio, my buddy. I hope you're all doing well. Once I do this, by the way, I won't be able to open the pumpkin, which is fine because I have another candy jar that is see-through. I like a see-through candy jar. Okay, let's get that down in there and stick it. So it's not too hard to do. All right, I'm going to do it a little more and I'll be back. Just cutting the ends off that are too long. You can use any type of material that you want for this pumpkin. And you know my motto, doesn't have to be perfect. So glad I got plenty of glue sticks here. And in case you forget, or forgot rather, I am going to end this video speeding it up so that I don't bore you to death. And we don't run too long because we're already at 11 minutes practically. And I've decided to try to go with quality, not quantity, on my videos. So we can hopefully someday, somehow, get to 1,000 so we can go live. I thought that would be so much fun. But you can't do it now unless you have 1,000 subscribers. I'm letting my pumpkins dry. I call them my Christmas ball pumpkins. And they're not perfect, but I think they'll look like a pumpkin from the distance. I cut my strings down so it'd be easier for me. You know that old saying, smarter, not harder? Well, I've always done it harder. That's just been me. They used to tell me that at work all the time. Why are you doing it like that, Cheryl? I said, oh, I don't know. Smarter, not harder. All right, so I'm just kind of pressing it down with my dowel. All right, I'm kind of doing the grooves first. I don't know why. I just find that to be a little bit easier. Like I said, this is leftover Dollar Tree rope that I was using for my tie backs for my new curtains. And my sweet granddaughter, she decided she didn't like them. She took them all apart, and I thought, well, waste not, want not. We'll use it one way or the other. And I saw all these girls doing these cute little pumpkins that are like made with weaving and material, and I'm like, oh, I want to do that because I'm so bored with painting the pumpkins. Okay, these pieces are a lot thicker, so then you just go next to them. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, or the pieces don't have to be exactly the same, because evidently they're not. When you pull these pieces apart, they kind of have come out in different shapes and sizes, which I think is kind of neat. So make sure you keep watching or share my video, or if you in any way help me to reach 1,000, or if you get me a couple subscribers, if you let me know, I'll try to reward you in some way with a craft or a surprise. So let's, help me get there, and it'll make it worth all of our while. If you do, I'd really appreciate it. I'm not in any hurry, but I really want to get to the live situation. In fact, my grandson, he can't wait till I get live. He's like, Grandma, why can't you do it now? And I explained to him, you have to have 1,000 on YouTube to go live. All right, we're getting there. In fact, I'm wondering if I'm going to have enough. If not, I will pull some more off of my, these are glue sticks. Definitely got to get a new glue gun, because this glue gun just eats away at my glue sticks like crazy. It's just running too hot of a temperature. Okay, press it down. Be very careful with the glue, ladies and gents, because you will get burnt. So it looks like I'm going to have to most likely take a couple pieces off of my top, one of my tie backs, which is fine. I can always get more in the Dollar Tree. Can't beat it for all this rope for $1. After I get them, all of them on this pumpkin, then I'll cut it down and we'll clean it up a bit. But for now, let's just get them on there. So this one's kind of raggedy, but we're going to get it on there. Squeeze it on in there. And then we'll cut the ends down and we could possibly use them as filler. All right, let's just keep going and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to cut these bottom pieces off of the pumpkin. I still have about 1/4 of a section to go. So I'm going to cut these off a couple at a time. Just put them to the side. We can use them as filler when we're done. We'll use that as filler, and I'm going to go over to my curtains. Oh, something's sticking over here. I don't know if it's such a good idea to do it on this tray, but we can always fix it all up. But this is our pumpkin so far, and I'm going to probably make a new stem for the top. But I'm going to go get some more to finish this off. Okay, so I cut down 3 dowels from the large dowels, and I am going to sand them down just a little bit because these are going to be the new pumpkins all done. We're going to put that on top of here for the new stem. And I do have the truffle paint, and we're going to paint it truffle, and then I'll show you my next brilliant idea of where I want to go after this. Be right back. Hello, this is Cher from voiceover Cher, rather. I'm speeding this up until the very end of the video just to save a lot of time. I painted the 3 triple sticks and glued them together for the stem. And now I am putting a stem on my makeshift pumpkin made out of a Christmas bulb. I think it worked out okay for what I needed to put it on my wreath that I'm giving to a sweet neighbor of mine. So I think it's okay. I am going to try to draw some lines on it later. Next, as far as the pumpkin, I love it. I think it turned out super good, better than I thought, this pumpkin. And now I am going to put the makeshift stem in it, hot glue it, and add some embellishments. But it doesn't stand up. So if you see that piece of blue, what it is I cut down some canvas because I'm going to make a base for the pumpkin. And as you see, I'm going to use some of my newly purchased paisley material that I got from Michael's. And we're going to Mod Podge it down, and that will be the base. However, I didn't anticipate making this tonight. So I am going to Mod Podge it down so that it has a beautiful, colorful base. And tomorrow I will come back on and